That's it, guys, we've just fired up the mixer. This is the first wall being poured for the ponds. Temperature is 33 degrees, feels like 38. And that feels like they've been a little bit conservative. It is red hot. Slurry soaks up. Water first. Then we get the power. Water, pour on the form, pour on the floor. Then slurry for the bonding. Then the cement. Corner, guys, do that corner. It'll dry. It'll go dry. Now, slurry in the corner.
It's not possible to determine any sign of intelligence yet. It acts more as a reflex. What will run will lie.
won't now. Too late. Should have brought the torch from the house. You can't see inside the forms. Has your phone got battery?
Yeah, it's in the car. I'll stop the camera then, yeah?
Okay. Friday morning. It's a scorcher. It's going to be brutal today. We're going to keep the forms on to keep the sun off the concrete today. We'll get them off tomorrow. Yeah. Just seen in the video, we got that finished in the dark. Gets dark about 6. We managed to make 3 or 4 pours in the dark and finish off this section of wall here. And did a really good job cleaning up. What I'm really happy about is that is the cement we had left over. A bucket at most. I was up on the top to screw the first sheet down, and when it got lined up, nobody cast an eye, and well, none of us had done it before either, so you know, but it looked level along here. Probably got knocked as I leant across and pushed it out. It never got spotted again. There was a lot going on this morning. Anyway, what's happened is you can see it tapering. So we sacked that job off. Everyone put a lot of energy into yesterday. They're a bit tired today, so we sacked that job off. We'll reset them sheets later on, well, probably sometime next week. We've turned our attention to something a bit more easier, and that's a clean up. Got the mixer put away, had a bit of clean up in the storage area. Finally got the truck going. I had the gear cable, transmission cable changed last week. That job wasn't done properly. The lads only got 500 yards down the road and couldn't change gear anymore. Managed to nurse it back, and then we fixed the transmission cable in place because it hadn't been done. But the truck's now up and running. 2 new batteries and the gear cable secured, and it's away to collect our concrete hollow block plant. We are now taking all the bracings off the sides of the moulds, take all the rocks out, and we're piling everything up to one side. Over there's a pile of muck. We're going to get that moved, add it to this pile of muck for now. All the concrete, all these bits of plastic and everything's getting collected from where the guys was getting ice to cool off. Free sweetie there if anybody wants one. So I proper cocked up my calculations for the amount of bags of cement we needed on these walls. I calculated 30 for the entire 4 ponds, so not just this pond here but the other 3 as well. We used 21 bags alone on them 4 walls. And we're going to do 4 walls there. And then after that, we'll do the 2 opposite corners. So that'll be another 4 walls. So we're going to be 63 bags, give or take. So I want even halfway. So I have to look at that again. So yeah, so we're clearing up now. We're going to get all these rocks moved and piled up with all the bits, all the spikes and all the cocoa lumber battens, and get everything over there. Tomorrow then we can drop the sides off, give them a clean, put them in position on the other side. We were about 24 bags. I think we put 98 bags into the floor, and we did it in four sections. So what we know is that we can do 23 mixes in a day and be finished. And the mix inside, if we start at 8 o'clock and that's coming here and everyone getting ready to, the mix is fired up for about 8:30. We know we're turning that mix off between 2 and 3 o'clock most days on the floor. Especially once we got in the groove, So to do a similar amount of mixing for the walls, we haven't got logistics is all the same really. It's just instead of dumping it on the floor and shoveling it, we're in the buckets, and we've got extra people. So I think if we start if we're ready and we start 8 o'clock in the morning, we should be wrapping up by 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I've removed the first form. Looks all right at the top. But bit of a up down on the corner. Now I think this was where the mix was too dry. I know at one point we had to tell the lad on the mixer to wet it up a bit. It was too stiff. And I'm pretty sure we can touch that up with a bit of rendering. But this was where we got the material a lot wetter, and it's gone down the form a lot easier. We may have hosed this to add water to it when it was in because it was so stiff. We may have separated the sand from the stone a bit. I'm not quite sure what's caused it or if it's a bit of everything, but I think certainly the mix being too dry and too stiff was one of the reasons. I might go out and invest in a vibrator. The problem with the vibrator is that I don't think it'll get down between the bar and the form. The other option would be also the screws popped on this, so that didn't hold very well. You can see there was I think, I'm not sure, I didn't see it yesterday, so I don't quite know when it's happened. I didn't see it first thing today either, but I see it when we pulled the rocks away, that was bracing. So I don't know if when we put the rocks on, because we're supposed to put the rocks against the steels, I'd have to look back on the video to see if the rocks was on the steels or on the ply. But the plies looks to me like it's been over tightened because it's pulled in, and it's only done it on some sheets. On other sheets, I haven't done it at all. And I'm just looking in here now, and that's moved. I don't remember that being certain. I don't remember seeing that yesterday. I'm not sure what's happened there. I'll see if I can see something on the playback, but that's moved. But it hasn't on this side, so I'm a bit confused what's going on. It looks to me like they've over tightened the spacers and pulled it in. Because this side was braced as well. This was braced with tie wire to a spike. So I think what's happened is, with all the information, they forgot not to over tighten, and the instinct is to tighten the nut. And that's not what you do. You just feel the resistance of the spacer. It's not the end of the world. It won't have a detrimental effect on the tank. The 5-inch walls, it could have been 3-inch. So it won't have a detrimental effect on anything. And we're using this as a learning curve for when we build our house. We're planning to build a workshop with studios above, and we're planning to build a house for ourselves. And this is the learning project. Yeah, it's going to hold water, so it can't fail. But it's over-engineered for what it is. But it's not over-engineered if it was a house. If that makes sense. Probably doesn't make sense. Probably doesn't make sense. You probably don't care if it makes sense. But what we will do is we'll put that right. Tomorrow we'll pop the rest of the forms off, because I had to have a look. I don't want to look anymore, because I can't do anything about it today. And we'll start popping out these. We'll pop the forms out, we'll start popping these out, and we'll get them filled in as well. So, and we'll take it from there. See, no movement on this side at all. A little bit at the bottom in the middle of that form full. It's certainly a pass. It might not be a distinction, but it's a pass. And it's not a fail. And many good things came from this job. We learned a lot, and we see the commitment from the guys, matching our own dedication to this. And this here, we can just probably rough enough just to render straight onto, but we could chip it back a bit if we have to. Anyone got any thoughts, drop in the comments. We'd like to know from experienced concrete guys what you'd do to sort this out. Cheers. Last day of the week. Got a crew in. We're removing the forms, cleaning the forms, prepping the next tank and setting the forms ready for a pour on Monday. See where there's room for improvement. So we poured from the far side to this corner here, and then afterwards we worked our way around that way and we finished here. It wasn't really the original plan, it was just the conditions we was working in. But what we can see is a bit of a lip, and this is particularly because we got the mix more wetter and more pliable. There's a little bit of touch-up work, but this is our first attempt. This was done in the dark, so I'll take that. I'll accept that over having to have had a joint in the wall in the middle of a tank. Then it's repairable. There's nothing that can't be touched up compared to a hollow block. So now and again we get a little seam where the phenolic boards was putted together. I've tried to knock a few pipes out. It's quite tough. I'm wondering if there might be a bit of shrinkage which would open them holes up a little bit in a day or two's time. You got this. Forms are off on the first tank. Bit of a mixed result. Definitely need to improve the vibration and working of the cement. We need to get the mix a bit wetter, and some of the braces appear to have got over tightened. You can see a couple of bumps in there. None of this is going to have any impact on the functionality of it, I believe. It's just a little bit of time to touch it up and make it look better before we cement bond the walls. But this is the first one we've done, all of us, so I'm quite happy with that aspect. We'll fill all the holes, touch up where we got a bit of, like this corner here. I think that's about the worst bit, which was the first bit we opened. We have a little bit over there at the base, and there's a bit of a hole there underneath the spacer which we'll fill. So we'll just use cement and sand with no gravel in it. Just a bit of a touch up, but it's all been stripped down, cleaned out. We're going to get some tarpaulin now, cover this over, and just keep it hydrated for the next couple of weeks and touch it up. Bit of a movement in the form. Bit of a movement in the form here. The keyway set in nice there for when we tie in the next wall. And in less than a full day's work, we've reset the forms, ready to go.